anthropologically, yeah.
Testing.
My name is Ryan Johnson. I'm 26 years old and I work for the YMCA.
My name is Hannah Gunasekara. I'm 22 and I'm a student.
Hi, I'm John Poremba. I'm 61 and I'm a retired engineer.
Okay, my name is Violet. I'm 21 and I'm a student at Sac State.
My name is Saint Tai. I am a student at Foothill College and I am 22.
So I didn't go straight to college out of high school. I took a year off, or closer to like 18 months off, and then I traveled a little. I did some backpacking, and then I started at Foothill College in 2013, and I went there for close to like 3 years.
I am on my fourth year of being out of high school and starting my college experience. So the first year I took a gap year to really figure out what I wanted, and I wanted to travel. So then I went to community college for 3 years now, and now I have a break because I finished all my classes and I worked really hard. And so I'm transferring now to a 4-year, and because I took time to like work and be in community college, I've saved money so that I'll have money for going to a 4-year.
I went to community college for 5 years, taking a variety of subjects and paths. I started in engineering as a transfer student, went to business, I can't even remember something else that I tried, and then finally back into engineering. And I ended up being a transfer student, transferred to Cal Poly, and went to Cal Poly for 2 years and a quarter.
I went and I graduated in 2016, and I went after that summer. So I started in 2016. So about 4 years. I did take about a gap year, so I haven't been in college the entire time. But yeah, so a little over 4 years.
After I graduated high school in 2015, I left immediately after and studied at UC Berkeley for 2 years, studying civil engineering. And then I found out the hard way that I did not like studying civil engineering, and so I left Berkeley, took like 6 months to like a year gap, and then enrolled at Foothill a few years ago.
You know, you hear that community college kids are not as smart, that's why they're there, or, you know, they're not as hardworking.
Less motivated, they aren't trying to like get their life started like well. There's like a judgment that because you're doing it this way, you're less likely to succeed.
If somebody complains or tells you you don't know what you're doing, you're a failure.
Maybe that you're lazy and you don't want to commit fully to going to school.
I think people have a preconceived notion of what community college is, and it's probably maybe how they grew up or what they've been told, not what they've actually experienced. That maybe community college is for students who did not excel in high school and needed extra time.
Probably the reason that people have these sort of judgments about people who take longer, people who are at community college in the first place, is because they don't have that much experience with community college students. They don't know any. I feel like how stereotypes start for all sort of reasons, but if they just got to know some students or maybe took time to, I don't know, talk to them on an individual basis and figure out why are they here, you know.
Whenever I get asked, like, how's community college going for you? I'm like, it's going great. I'm having a great experience, and you can feel like, depending on who it is, like you can feel them already being like, I already have this negative judgment about how your life is going, and I didn't do that, so why are you doing that? And it's just ridiculous, and I'm like, I don't think you deserve to have an opinion like that based on like my decisions in my life.
if you go to a 4-year college, you're doing it right, you know, like you're on a right path, you know what you're doing with your life, and like people have like a conception about like, oh, it's good that you're doing that, like I'm proud of what you're doing, whereas like when I told my family I was going to go to community college, it was like, oh, like you're not living up to like your potential. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? Like it is the same exact thing. I'm doing my general ed, which everyone else is paying 3 times if not more for what I'm doing, and like I'm getting the same education.
I think some folks think that that you have to get through school in 4 years and value that strongly. I'm actually not one of those. I think that, first of all, college life is really fun, and to hurry through it, to me, is a big mistake. Get what you can out of it and enjoy it. I think also giving yourself time to know what you really want to do is super important. I think for me personally, it would have been, even though I ended up taking the same path, engineering, that I started with, I tried other things, and for me that was very important.
I used to have regrets about not living up to my potential or something, because my family put that in my space for sure, because it, you know, it's just not what everybody does. And it felt kind of like I was being left behind, because most of my friends would go to a university and move away or out of state. And that was hard at first for sure. I was just like, I'm still here. I'm that person who stayed in their hometown, who's going to community college, which I realized how kind of messed up that is to like put in my own head. But now I'm like happy with my decision, and I feel like it was definitely the right one for me. It was really uncomfortable at first, and it was definitely a big growth period to like adjust to that, but I don't think I have any regrets anymore. And taking longer has been a hard adjustment to get over, just because there's that programming of you need to be done. But no, I'm really happy that I decided to not go to a 4-year institution, because I probably wouldn't have even finished in 4 years, and I probably wouldn't have been happy. So yeah, I'm happy that I did not do that.
The beauty of community college is that anyone can study here, versus, you know, like at a 4-year institution, like anyone can study here. Like this is where I like found my like lifelong love of learning, like where I felt like I could actually succeed. And like to hear, I don't know, other people's stories about them succeeding and going to like off to great schools, like getting their degree, like I think that's like, that really empowers me as a person, and I think everyone should experience this.
I do wish in high school that I had a better picture painted for me about what community college was like. I definitely had heard about it. I think I thought it was for the not as smart kids or the, you know, lazier kids. I wish that maybe some Foothill kids had talked to me, or someone I had known, you know, talked to me about, you know, what a decent, like, feasible path that is, like, to learn how to be a student and stuff.
I would say that it doesn't really matter how long it takes you if you know that it's going to take you to the right destination. Yeah, and I think for those that, you know, might take a little bit longer, it just means more time to grow and more learning in between. Yeah, like I feel like I've matured a lot here at Foothill than, you know, like my counterparts who like have graduated after 4 years. Like learning about actual life, you know, like how holding a job, how taking classes. I think it's good to take your time. Like there's no rush. I think when you rush yourself, like, I don't know, it just makes things less joyful, enjoyable. Yeah, when I know that I can take as many classes as I want, learn as much as I want. Yeah, that's what I would tell them. Like, don't, like, it's easy for people to really get into our heads and like tell us what should be, but like that's like what's wrong in the first place, that there like should be something in the first place. You know, it's really your own journey. Like no one's gonna, you're sitting in the class, no one's sitting in the class for you. So if you want to sit in that class and you want to take another class, like that's entirely up to you. Yeah, and it's hard, I guess, sometimes if there's a lot of familial pressures and people from like all around, but I just think sometimes when people do that, I'm like, yo, you just gotta prove them wrong. You just gotta like being happy is like one of like the worst, like no one of the best ways you can be like in your face, yo, like this is it. Yeah.
Like it's okay to take as long as you need, and as long as you're following what you want to do, like it's gonna be okay. So what I would say to people who are starting out is that, like, first of all, I'm so proud of you for starting out, and then just like keep going and don't worry about how long it takes. Like your life starts after college and you just have to keep going till the end. So like take your time and find out what you really want to do, because you have the rest of your life to live too. And don't forget to like be happy and live the life you want to live, because you're gonna figure out eventually that it's gonna be shit if you don't want to do it. And then like to people who are in it and who are like struggling with that it's taking longer, and they like messed a class up and they're gonna have to take another semester, like take your time. Like it really is going to be okay. Like as long as you're following your dream, like take the time, do the classes you need, like get your path done. Like really it's gonna be fine. Like, because that's what I would have wanted to hear. Like at certain points I was like, this is ridiculous, like I don't know what I'm doing, maybe I should just stop and work. And like I would have been so unhappy with that. So hearing that from people would have been really helpful, just like it's gonna be okay. And I kind of got that from my sister, because she did the same thing, and she was like really encouraging. Like she made it to a 4-year and she was like, it's really fine, like you're not missing anything here. It's like the same thing, and yeah, you're gonna be so much more prepared because you've figured out who you are by now. It's gonna be so much nicer. And yeah.